Thank you for listening to the Golden Hour Drip podcast with me, Logan Lee Miller. Enjoy the show. Welcome back to the Golden Hour Drip podcast. I'm your host, Logan Lee Miller, and Merry Christmas. I feel like I've just been waiting for this all month, right? A lot of us do. We wait for the 25th of Christmas, and you know what I love about Christmas? I love that Christmas is not the 31st. Now, I know that New Year's Day, or New Year's Eve and New Year's Day, 31st and the 1st, right? I get it. But I love that Christmas is on the 25th because you wait until the end of the month, but it's not actually the end of the month. There is a buffer. And I think the week buffer before January is amazing. I am so I'm just grateful for that buffer because I feel like you have all the hustle and bustle of Christmas. You are preparing, you're buying the gifts, you're decorating the house, you're baking all the things, coordinating the gatherings with your family members. I love it, but it can be stressful. And I feel like so much energy is just put out, right? Like we are making sure everything is perfect, making sure it's decorated, making sure that we're spending, proper amounts of money on each individual person in our life, that we're wrapping it, that they're the perfect gift, that they're not overdone, making sure that we bring the best holiday meal or dessert or whatever. And honestly, afterwards, I think everybody just needs to be tapped out a little bit, to take a little breather and think, oh my gosh, we made it this far. And I truly think that the week before New Year's, that is dead week, okay? This is the week after finals. Or does that even make sense? When I was in college, right, dead week was preparing for finals, and then you had the finals. So I guess we've already been through dead week, but I'm naming this rotting week, right? You're rotting on the couch. You are spending time with your friends, your family, whatever. Maybe you still work, whatever. But I feel like everybody's intentions are not as ambitious during the last week of the year, right? And so Christmas to me means so much, but the week after Christmas where we can just chill, where we can hang out is honestly the best. And I love it. And it's so magical and great. I feel like after you ran a long race, you just want to lay in the bed or take a long shower and not really you don't have ambition to do anything. Plus, a lot of us, overindulge during the holidays. We eat a lot of snacks, desserts, and it's kind of like a snake when they eat a big meal. You gotta digest, and a snake literally does not move after it's eaten a huge rabbit, whatever they've eaten. They just kind of hang out, right? And that's how I feel. I feel like I've done all the running. I feel like I've eaten all the food, and now I just need a week to process and to hang out. I truly am taking the next, not just the last week of December, but the first week in January. I am just wanting to be and not necessarily produce or anything. I just want to soak it all in and kind of prepare, right? And honor the past year and everything that I've done and did and accomplished. Definitely an intuitive next 2 weeks for me. I just want to kind of evaluate and go into the new year with a open heart, open mind, all the things. January 1st is on a Monday this year, so that is top tier New Year's Eve stuff. But we're still in Christmas, we're still celebrating Christmas, and I definitely use the week after Christmas as still Christmas. You can still go see the lights, you can see the Christmas movies, you can hang out with your family and friends, right? I don't want to skip Christmas, although a lot of us have been celebrating since November 1st. I don't want to discredit Christmas and just hop to the new year, right? I do want to relish in it. I do want to celebrate each gift given and each gift received. I know that for me, we'll get into it. First, I want to do my peaks and my pits. So my peak of the week, I don't know if I shared this last week or not, but we got a Breville coffee maker. We landed on the Bambino. So I did have some, you know, thoughts around the Barista Express. I almost got it. Okay, and hear me out. The reason I did not get the bigger one is one, cost. Okay, it was way more expensive than the Bambino. Two, I did some research. When I say research, I searched on TikTok and I scrolled that bad boy for months. And one of the videos that I saw was this girl had the Bambino and she was like, this is way easier to clean. One, it's smaller, but two, there's not as many pieces in it, so you can clean it better. She said that the one with the grinder on it, the grinder was really hard to clean, and so was the wand. You couldn't just like unscrew it and wash it, like if you're giving it a deep wash. And so I was like, sold, because I personally think everything in your life should have a purpose and be easy to clean. If it cannot fit in my dishwasher, I don't, like, we cannot have it around, okay? I have let Garrett have 2 cups that cannot go in the dishwasher, and it irks me every time. I'm like, are you gonna wash it? Or am I like, I'm not washing it. If I'm washing it, it's going in the dishwasher, because dishwashers are so amazing. They save water, save time, energy, money, all the things. I love a dishwasher. So for me, I'm like, if I can't load it in the dishwasher, I don't want it. If something is not easy to clean, I don't want it. If it doesn't have a purpose, I don't want it. Sentimental value is a purpose, right? But I want to be easily able to just break it down, get it clean, do the things. The Bambino marks all of that for me. I am a coffee fanatic. I'm not a coffee snob, right? Like, I will definitely take a cup of coffee, and it might not be like 100% the best. For the last 6 months, I've been doing the freeze-dried coffee. I love that. Honestly, today, I was running late to a workout class and I didn't have time to do the espresso pull. I just made my freeze-dried coffee and ran out the door. Still amazing. I still love freeze-dried coffee, but the thing is, you can't do warm freeze-dried coffee very quickly. We don't have a coffee machine anymore. I gifted it to my little sister. Nothing like a regift. We got a Keurig for our wedding present. Loved it for the we had the Keurig for almost 3 years. Loved it, whatever. I personally don't like hot coffee all the time, unless it's an espresso. And I just, you know what, Lily can have it. Waste not, want not, right? So I gifted that to Lily, but then we had like a 3-month period. Well, I guess it's been longer than that because she went to college in August. But we have been without hot coffee. So that even makes it more special to have like this espresso machine. I will say the first couple of coffees I completely wrecked. I am not a good barista. I have half a mind to be hired at a coffee shop so they can teach me the techniques so that I can then quit after a month or whatever, come back home and make my own coffee. Because honestly, like, I don't know, like the milk frothing situation, that's what's really getting me. I love a matcha latte, right, as well. I love matcha. I think it's great, amazing, tastes so good. Some people say it tastes like, you know, grass. I love matcha. And the Bambino will froth milk, so I can have, you know, a matcha latte at home as well. It's dual, okay? I love a beverage, whether it be coffee, whether it be a matcha or a mocktail or even like a poppy. I love poppies. I think they're so good. I have tried, this is getting off topic, I have tried the Element. I haven't tried Element for so long. I see so many people use them over like liquid IVs, and I recently tried a couple and I do like the citrus lime. I got like a trial pack. I did not get like a full order. I'm trying them out. Chili lime has me intrigued, or mango habanero. I've not tried it yet, but they're on my list to try. I have the packets. I just gotta mix them up. But I love a beverage, and the fact that the Bambino machine can froth milk, like that was, you know, a green light go. So I've been making coffee. That's my peak. Honestly, I've used it every single day. I love it. We had coffee grounds in the fridge that had been there for over like 8 or 9 months. I used that first and it was great to make mistakes on and try. Today I went and I stopped at a store. I needed a couple things for Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, and I was grocery shopping and I saw a grinder. As a kid, like I saw coffee grinders in the aisles or whatever, but I never used it because as a kid I didn't drink coffee. This was the first time going into one of those markets that they had the grinder. I was petrified to use it though, because you open a bag of coffee that you have not purchased yet, right? Like you did not pay money. And although I know that I have 3 cards, I have my debit card, which I could transfer from my savings, you know, say for some reason, a huge expense came out. I did not know it was coming. I know that I have some savings, okay? I could easily pay for a bag of coffee. I have my credit card. You know, if that was for some reason, maybe someone stole it, maybe all the money was out. I have a 3rd credit card. Okay, so I know that I could pay for this, but in my head, I was like, better check to make sure my wallet is in my purse, right? And everything's there. I was like, okay, like we're gonna try it. I opened the bag, poured it in the grinder, put it underneath, and let me tell you, I said, I'm not a coffee snob. I am a coffee enthusiast. I love the coffee. The coffee grounds taste way better. Like I even switched out, like I used the 9-month-old coffee grounds and bought like it's the Cafe Bustelo one. It's so good. I liked it in the Keurig, so I knew that I would like it as like the espresso grounds. Even the brand new opened container, it was good, but I ground the beans today, right? I opened the bag and it was from a Kansas City. It was Messenger Coffee and the Roastery. I got both coffee bags, ground the beans. So I know it's local beans that they have roasted there, and it was fresher than fresh, right? Like I ground the beans this morning, and when I made that cup of coffee, I was like, oh, like now I know why people are psycho about this. Like now I know, because it was so fresh. It was so good. It was like creamier than creamy ever been. I don't know. It was amazing. So definitely the highlight of my week has been just experimenting with the Bambino. I've made mistakes. I've wasted a lot of grounds, trying to tamp it down, trying to, you know, get the pull right, all the things. Garrett has been drinking a lot of bad coffees, but that's okay. I think I'm finally getting the hang of it. So, you know, we can go nowhere but up. It's been amazing. It's been so good. That is my peak. Now my pit. I have 2 pits, because while I was planning for this podcast, I was like writing down my ideas so that I wouldn't lose them. And during the holidays, I feel like the motivation to do work, right? Like to get your stuff done is hard, because you're like, oh, I could be relaxing on the couch or reading a new book. Oh, by the way, I've been reading a Lighthouse Christmas, and I've been bawling. Like I opened up the book yesterday, 2 days ago. I opened up the book 2 days ago. We were on our way to a family event. I'm reading it. Tears start streaming down my face. So if you're looking for a book to get you through the end of December into January, A Lighthouse Christmas, check it out. So sentimental. I've not finished the book yet, but so far it is just like wrecking my heart. Anyways, I was trying to plan out all of the things for today's podcast, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna do this and talk about this, because I wanted to make sure that I had all the thoughts in my brain and they didn't just fall out as soon as I sat down to record, because sometimes that happens. So a little pre-planning is always good, and I wrote down my pit of Vlogmas is over. By the time this podcast comes out, it is, you know, the 25th of December. That is the last day of Vlogmas, and it's kind of bittersweet. I have loved the challenge of recording, editing, and posting. It is so hard. I knew it was going to be difficult, right? Like I had the mindset and the going into it of, okay, this is going to be hard, and that's okay. We're gonna get through it, and it doesn't matter if we're posting at 10 o'clock at night, 11, it just has to be before midnight. Get it up before midnight. I have had to change and arrange other plans that I had to make sure that I was going to post my video. It has been so fun. It has. The creative aspect of, okay, we have to post a video today. What is it gonna be about? What can we put together, kind of be entertaining? I will say, a few of those videos, I tried my hardest. I was like, I just need to get something out. I need to get some content. And it has been the greatest, like, muscle strengthening challenge for myself. Like, just the challenge and say, hey, 25 videos in 25 days. Can I do it? I think total throughout, I am gonna check right now because I'm curious to know. If you don't follow on YouTube, Logan Lee Miller, I post vlogs every once in a while, or at least try to. I am setting a new goal for myself come the new year, but I have posted 50 videos. So today I'm gonna post one and tomorrow I'll post one. So that's 52 videos in total. 25 of those have been this last week. So 25. That is just 2 more. 25 plus 25 is 50, right? And I posted 2 more. So I've doubled my videos in 25 days, plus 2, right? So all summer I struggled with taking videos of myself, editing, and posting. I was like a month and a half behind on some of my videos. I got overwhelmed. I got stressed out and I was like, how can I do this? I don't know what I'm doing. And posting for 25 days, a video every single day, I am not afraid. I know that I can get a video up. It doesn't matter if I'm just sitting there like a podcast. Like, it could be a video just like this, where I'm sitting in front of you. I did a gift wrapping, a chatty gift wrapping, where I wrapped my presents. It was something on my list to do, and I recorded it and posted it for Vlogmas, okay? So even when I felt like there was no ideas in my brain, I still was able to come up with something, and that was amazing. So if you didn't know, I'm a vlogger, okay? I've been vlogging. Logan Lee Miller on YouTube. I also post this podcast on YouTube as well at Golden Hour Drip. But I'm just like so amazed that I was able to take a goal that I've seen so many people do. I've never done it before, and some people don't even do it anymore. Like, the trend is definitely gone and past, right? Like, Vlogmas used to be really big when I was like in high school and college, but now like not everybody does it anymore. But for me, it was like a challenge. It was, can I be creative? Can I sit down? Can I record? And the challenge of actually getting it together, right? Like, processing the videos instead of waiting a month and a half and then trying to process the videos in like one night. Like, it was just not a sustainable practice that I was doing. And I know now that I can do it. And the pit part is that it's over. The pit part is I kind of have like a love-hate relationship with it. Like, I loved the challenge of thinking of something, but I also hated that challenge because I was like, there was no rest. I had to get a video up, and I'd make sure that I had content and make sure it was edited. And the last 25 nights, 25 days, I have not had a relaxing evening. Like, I've had like relaxing parts of my evening, but I definitely, and this is good and bad, good that I wasn't watching as much shows or TV, but also bad because if it was Friday night, I didn't have a video up, or Sunday night, I was recording, I was editing. And so it took away some time of like me and Garrett. But you know, it was a challenge. It was something that I had to just prove to myself. I won't be doing this, you know, all the rest of the year. I won't be posting a video every single day, you know, for the rest of my life. It was just a short period. And you're gonna have times like that where you have to grind and you have to get a project out or have to do something that is like an everyday occurrence that might take time away from the other things in your life. And I think that's good because you are able to be more grateful for the things that you have. So tonight I'm recording my podcast and I'm gonna edit and put this up, and I have one more video to do. I have one more video to edit and put together. So I know that tonight is going to be longer than a night that if I didn't have a vlog, you know, that I just recorded a podcast, and I am okay with it. And I like the restructuring part. Vlogmas is over. We'll see if I do it again next year. But I was kind of thinking like, okay, I have these plans for the next, 2 weeks. And it's going to be weird not pulling out my camera to record every day. Like, I'm going to go back to a couple days in my life, like a vlog, in comparison to a concept and a video every single day. So it's like, sad, but also so happy because it's over, but sad that it's over. I know those are conflicting feelings, but that's just how I feel. It's over. It was good. I know I'll look back at those videos and think, oh my gosh, what was I doing? But it is still fun to think about, and I'm just glad I'm done. I'm just so so happy. So if you have not watched any of my vlogs, go check them out. You might like them. Give them a like if you do. And yeah, that was my peaks and my pits for this week. But Christmas, okay, I thought that this episode would be really cool if I did a Christmas this or that. Christmas this or that. I don't know what's wrong with my voice today. But Christmas is so subjective to different people on the traditions that they do, the things that they experience with their family, the things that they hold on a high pedestal, and things that like, oh, we can skip that this year, or oh, we never do that, right? And so this is my perspective. It's the things that I like. And if you agree, great. If not, I would love to hear why you think that the other one is better. But the first one is Christmas Eve or Christmas Day. Which is your favorite? Like, do we prefer Christmas Eve or Christmas Day? Personally, I love Christmas Eve. It's the anticipation of Christmas Day. And I'll tell you why I like Christmas Eve more too. For the last couple years, I've successfully convinced Garrett to open our gifts on Christmas Eve. I don't know why, but I don't want to wait. I want to open up our gifts. And so this Christmas Eve, I'm recording this the night before Christmas, we got to open our gifts. And I was so happy. I just think that Christmas Day can be overhyped. I love Christmas Day, but there's a lot of pressure on Christmas Day. And for the past couple of years of, in my childhood, we traveled on Christmas Day a lot, or Christmas Day was just kind of rambunctious, and I felt a lot of pressure on Christmas Day. And so now as an adult, I don't want that pressure on Christmas Day. I want, to open gifts Christmas Eve with my husband. And this would definitely change when we have children. Like, I think that Christmas Eve is for the parents or for the adults. Christmas Day is for the children. But I just imagine wrapping our children's gifts, knowing me, they'll already be wrapped and ready to be put out under the tree. But to experience like Christmas Eve with Garrett, for us to open our gifts, and just be us in comparison to opening them in front of a bunch of people, or opening them in front of our future, if they ever happen, children, or even like having your parents over for Christmas and opening the presents that you got each other, like in front of I don't know. I prefer Christmas Eve and opening presents with Garrett. It is so fun. We have done it for the past couple years. He keeps letting me do it every time. I'm like, we could just open them Christmas Eve. So it's become our little tradition of opening up the presents. It's quiet in the house, right? Like, Christmas Day is just so loud and so many people and running around. At least that is in my family. So for me to be able to just spend it with Garrett, I always feel like there's just been so much pressure around Christmas for me, for which parent I was gonna be at for Christmas Eve, for Christmas Day, what presents I was gonna have to leave at the other parent's house to go to my other parents. And I don't know, I've always preferred Christmas Eve the anticipation, I feel like you can really relax on Christmas Eve because you know Christmas Day is coming, and I don't work on Christmas Day. I don't really have any obligations on Christmas Day. So to me, Christmas Eve is like Saturday and Christmas Day is like Sunday. It's amazing, it's great, but you know that the next day is a Monday. You know that you're gonna have work the next day. So for me, Christmas Eve is Saturday, and I love Saturdays, and I love Christmas Eve. This Christmas Eve, I got so many things that I'm just so grateful for, and it doesn't even have to be like a big item. I got a boning knife for my turkeys, like for me to be able to can turkey this year. Like I didn't have one, and Garrett's like, oh my gosh, like you absolutely needed one. I was trying to use like a kitchen knife or an apple peeler. When I peeled my apples this summer to make applesauce, I was peeling them by hand. And so now I have like a KitchenAid attachment for my apples. Like those mean the most to me because I love being in the kitchen. I love doing those things. This past November, Lily and I went to Chicago and we got these engraved hearts, but we didn't buy a chain there. It was just like the charm. And I got a necklace for the charm to go over it. Like that's so special to me. I have now a memory with my sister and a memory with my husband around my neck, and I can touch it every single day. A robe. I have been craving a robe for the last couple years. I know I could buy one myself, but I just always thought, oh no, like I don't need one. I can just like get dressed, you know. But that was so special. Now on Christmas Day, since I've opened it Christmas Eve, I can wear my necklace tomorrow. I can wear my robe in the morning when I'm getting ready. It's those things that just mean the most to me, and I'll get to have them on Christmas Day. I don't know. I love Christmas Eve, and I love to actually play with the things. The mess is gone Christmas Day. All the paper is put away in the trash bags, and I'm just able to experience the day and not have to worry about anything like, oh, are they gonna like their gifts or not, or running around. So I love Christmas Day, I love Christmas Eve, but Christmas Eve to me is just more special than Christmas Day. Also, wearing your cute pajamas on Christmas Eve to wake up Christmas Day, I don't know, it's just Christmas Eve has always been such like a fun thing for me. So the next Christmas, this or that, is Christmas away or Christmas at home. I have mixed feelings about this because I would love to have a destination Christmas. I would love to go somewhere in the mountains with snow in a hot tub. Like that would be so cool to go like skiing or sledding. I think Christmas for me is very traditional. I don't know if I would want to go on a vacation like to Florida during Christmas. Maybe. Like I do imagine us going to like Disney during the holidays at one time, maybe the week after Christmas with our children one day. Like I think that would be so fun. But I think Christmas at home is top tier. I love having all my things. I love opening my gifts and being able to hold my gifts, hang out with my gifts. I don't want to have to leave my gifts or pack up my gifts. But just to be at home and to be lazy. I really think that there's so much going on in preparation for Christmas. I love to just hang out and not have to do anything. Nowhere to be, nowhere to go. We have everything that we could possibly want in our home. And just be cozy. I also have tried so hard to curate our home to be a place of rest. So to turn on the fireplace, to watch the tree, and to just like cozy up on the couch with a nice blanket and one of my books, or even watching movies. Like either is good with me. I just want to be at rest and be at peace. I think that's what Christmas is really about, like being with the ones that you love and taking a pause, counting your blessings and not worrying about like the hustle and bustle of work and school and dreams and your ambitions, which are all important, but it just gives a nice break before the first of the year. Hey, I hope that you're enjoying today's podcast episode. Just a quick interruption to let you know that Golden Hour Drip has a weekly newsletter that comes out. This has bonus content, weekly updates, and future event information. If you haven't already, go down to the show notes, click the link, and join today. Now, back to the show. Having some part of like a soft girl era or just like a soft energy moment is so good. I always feel like when I prioritize rest or being still, I always come back with a vengeance. I always come back with so much more energy, so much more ambition. And it's truly because I'm not pouring from an empty cup. Like, I am out there, I'm doing the things, and I'm feeling fulfilled, and I'm not tired. Like, there's so many nights if I stay up and I am trying to get something done, right? Like, we all have those nights where we have to execute, we have to get something done, we're preparing for the next day. And on those days, I know the next night, like, I'm going to bed, I might not go to bed at like 7 or 8. It might be a regular time that I'm going to bed, but I know I'm gonna have to sleep in. I know that I'm gonna have to catch up somewhere, because when you are constantly pouring from an empty cup, you are like taking away from your soul, you're taking away from your peace, you're taking away from your softness. And so I always like taking a little bit of a break. Being at home really helps aid in that, instead of just like running all over. Although I would love a destination holiday, I just think being at home is the most restorative for me in this time. And I've really tried to curate my home in that way, where I do feel peaceful, where I can just come home and relax, or take a long shower, use my body butters, and not like stress out about anything. It's the peacefulness of it. So the next Christmas, this or that, is real or artificial tree. We have an artificial tree right now, and as a kid, we always had a real tree. One of my favorite Christmas memories is going to the Christmas tree farm. We always went the day after Thanksgiving, and I have 5 siblings, and 4 of my siblings lived with me and my mother, and we would link arms around a tree. And if we could link all of our arms and we could touch, we could get the tree. This always, because as kids, we would want the biggest tree. Like, oh my gosh, we've got to have that. But the rule was our hands had to touch. So as children, you know, 8, 9, 10, 11, and even into adulthood, right? Like, we would have to link arms, have our hands go around the tree, and if they did, we would cut it down. We would take turns sawing it off. We always had a real tree, which was so good. And then we'd bring it inside. It would smell so good. The only downfall about a real tree is you have to fill water, right? Constantly watering this tree. The pine needles would fall into the ground, sap everywhere. We never had a problem with like any bug infestation, but definitely like a real tree is a lot of work. We would always feed them to our cows after the holidays. They loved a Christmas tree, little snack, but it was so nostalgic for me to have a real tree in the house. And I thought that I would want one as an adult. And Garrett's parents gifted us their artificial tree 2 years ago. And before that, Garrett and I had this like little baby tree that we got for $25. We had it in the apartment. It was very small, but we still have that tree, and we decorated it this year. But we got gifted his parents' tree, and it had a rotating base. It is so neat to have a tree that rotates. You see all the ornaments. It's so like cheerful, right? Like a carousel. It kind of puts you in a sleepy, moody state. And ever since we've had that, like, I will never go back. Maybe I will, but I love an artificial tree. I love that it rotates. We had the tree for 1 full year. The second year, half of the tree wouldn't light up. So we ended up buying a Christmas tree for an after Christmas sale. But I thought that the base was broke. And I immediately, like Garrett told me, our tree is broken, we're gonna have to get a new one. I immediately got a rotating base. I was like, don't worry, like I will get one. And he's like, oh no, like the tree's broken, the base still works. So now we have one base that works and then we have a spare up in the attic because I can't do without a rotating tree now. Like I just love it so much. I think it's nostalgic. I think it's lovely and amazing. It's a fake tree for me. I know lots of people think fake trees mean like fake holiday, but I just don't have the ambition or the drive to deal with a real tree at this point in my life. Maybe in the future, but now, no, I love an artificial tree. Okay, decorating the tree or wrapping gifts. So decorating the tree is such a chore. I honestly don't like decorating the tree. It is like an unnecessary habit. Like it's so, I know people love decorating the tree and they play music and I play music too, okay? But for me, decorating the tree is like, it's work. You have to pull the tree out. This year I set up the tree myself because Vlogmas baby, and that tree is freaking heavy. The base was so heavy. I like lugged it over. You have to make sure that all the branches are covering the base. You can't see through them. Like the stem of the tree, the trunk, if you will. You have to make sure that your ornaments don't fall off of it. I am petrified. We have some nicer ornaments that we've gotten as gifts, and I'm like, what if this falls and breaks? Like I cannot stand the thought of one of our great nostalgic ornaments falling off the tree. So you have to make sure that they're all secured. Like, and it's just, it is a lot of work in comparison to wrapping gifts. Okay, you can have a movie playing when you wrap gifts. I feel like you can't really have a movie playing when you're putting ornaments on the tree because you have to focus on the tree, on the ornaments, making sure that they're secured. And it's a lot of work to like get the ornaments out, get the tree box out, in comparison to, oh, like a little bit of wrapping paper. Okay, scissors and tape, like I can definitely do that. I love wrapping presents. I've always liked wrapping my presents. When I was a kid, my dad would take me shopping and then I would wrap my presents before Christmas morning. I'd wrap mine and my brother's, put them underneath the tree the next morning, unwrap them. Even though I picked out our gifts, even though I wrapped them, I still went to unwrap them. I think that unwrapping gifts is almost as good as the gift itself. To put it in a bag, yes, like I've definitely put gifts in a bag. If I'm running late, I'm gonna do that. But I like wrapping paper better. I like ripping it apart. It's the energy that goes behind of like just carrying it apart and getting to the gift. Like I love that. So wrapping gifts and just like knowing that this is gonna be unwrapped and just someone's gonna find so much excitement. I love it. I usually have something playing on the background. Also, wrapping presents doesn't have to be done all in one night. I feel like when you're decorating the tree, you have to put all the ornaments up. You have to make sure the tree is decorated before the guests come over, before, you know, December 2nd or whatever, whenever you put out your tree. And I just feel like wrapping presents, I can wrap a couple and then I can come back to it. Like they do not all have to be done in one day. So I like that too, that it's like a little bit here, a little bit there. I like to get creative with the presents, put extra bows on them, make sure that they're just so cute and so just perfectly wrapped, all the things. So I definitely prefer wrapping presents over decorating the tree. Next, Christmas this or that. Playing games or watching movies. Okay, Christmas Day is for rotting on the couch. I have multiple siblings. Everyone wants to play games, and I do like playing games. We usually play games on Christmas Eve, you know, with our family or with our friends or neighbors. And Christmas Day, we are usually watching movies and playing with our toys. I don't really like to play that many board games, and I have to be in the right type of mood. And A lot of my siblings are very competitive. So as a kid, I didn't really want to play games. I wanted to veg out on the TV. I wanted to rot my brain. They're both equally, like, they have their highs and their lows. I can't just watch like movies all day. I try, but I also have to like switch laundry or clean something or make a dessert or be in the kitchen doing something. Like, I don't want to just sit there. I want to be working on my computer or moving my hands. Like, there's so many handheld crafts that you could do to just help with that, but I can't just watch movies. So if I'm tired of the movies or I've watched a couple, then like I can move on to something else, whether that be playing cards or playing dominoes or like a board game. I can do that. Christmas Day, if we're talking about Christmas, this or that, I'm watching a Christmas movie. It's literally the last day before like Christmas movies are banned in our house. So I want to make sure that I'm squeezing out every single drop of entertainment by watching a Christmas movie. This year, a couple of movies that we've watched that I haven't seen before is The Boy Named Christmas. I kind of liked that movie. Some parts were a little jumpy. The storyline could have had some refining, but I really enjoyed The Boy Called Christmas. We also watched Candy Cane Lane with Eddie Murphy. That was funny. I liked the storyline. The bad elf, Patty or Pepper, because it was for like peppermint. Pepper, I just watched Brittany Runs a Marathon and it had the same actress. And so for me, it was like, oh my gosh, like I could just see her, you know, training, same kind of energy. Her character in Candy Cane Lane was like, you know, she was a bad elf, negative energy. Same with Brittany Runs a Marathon. Like, she's struggling and she's trying to change her life around. So I definitely like that, that actress. Eddie Murphy is always good. Candy Cane Lane. It was fun. It was definitely a good movie, and I hadn't seen either of those. So those are definitely adding to the roster. So the next Christmas, this or that, is sleep in or early riser. Christmas Day to me is a sleep in day. I know people wake up early and they run down to Christmas and they open up the presents, but for me, I want to sleep in on Christmas. I want to close my eyes shut until the light is streaming into my bedroom. I don't want to have to get up early. I think that it extends Christmas when you sleep in, because you're sleeping in maybe until 8 or 9. You go downstairs, you go into the living room, you open up your stocking, or at least that's how it was for me as a kid. We had to stay in bed until our parents got up, right? And so we could read, we could play quietly, but we couldn't come out of our rooms until like my parents said it was okay. So for me, like, sleeping in is the best. And then you go in, you open your stockings, you have breakfast, and then you open your presents. And so it's more like of a gathering thing. It's not, okay, we woke up super early, it's 6 a.m. I've opened up all my gifts by 7. Now what am I supposed to do with my day, right? Like, and so I think if you can sleep in, leisurely get up, open your stocking, open your presents, it just extends the holiday, and you're spending more of your day, you know, because you slept in later. Sleeping in later always shortens your day. But I just think that it's a better experience. And I also need my sleep, okay? I know people recommend like 6 to 7 hours, but I got 6 hours last night and I'm actually like very angry at people. Like, I need to sleep in a little bit more. Like, I need some, you know, I need some sleeping time. I need some hours that I'm getting in. I prefer 8 to 10 hours every night. I love the sleep. Especially in the winter time. So I want to sleep in. I want to have that natural energy when I get up. I don't want to have to, even though I love my coffee machine, I don't want to have to just like pour the coffee down my throat to have to open my gifts early. Okay, they will wait for me, I promise. So speaking of gifts, the next Christmas, this or that, is open gifts one by one or all at once. I grew up in a family where we went round robin. Okay, we opened our gifts one gift at a time, and each person opened their gifts, and we usually went in birth order. So my brother David would open one, then me, then my sister Caitlin, then Ashley, then Lily, and then I would start again. If we had a gift that was the same, because there was 4 girls, we would open them at the same time. So it wasn't, oh, I opened my gift, saw that it was slippers. Caitlin opened her gifts, saw it was slippers. If it was a gift that was the same, we opened it all at once. But we went round robin, and Garrett's family is also like this, where they go one gift at a time. My dad, we got to open all our presents as quickly as possible, and I love that energy too. If I had to guess, if it was just me and Garrett, if I had to choose, not guess, if I had to choose with Garrett and I want to open one by one. I want to see him open his gift, and I want him to watch me open his gift, right? Like one by one, just us. When we have kids, if we have kids, I want them to open all of their presents at once. We opened the dogs' gifts with them. They got some toys, and Garrett was opening, and I know they're dogs, okay? They don't actually care or know, but like we opened all of their toys all at once, and we were opening them, and it didn't matter if they had opened one and wanted to go to the next one, or if they wanted to hold on to that gift and the other dog, like it was chaotic. We opened all the gifts. It was great. It was amazing. And we didn't worry about, oh, like one dog and then the other. When we have kids, I will more than likely just let them go wild. Let them open it up. How many times, like as a kid, do you get to just go rambunctious and open all your gifts? As an adult, you're like, oh, I have to be polite. Like there's no chaos. There's no opening presents and gift wrapping, paper goes wild. I prefer that. I want them to be so excited and have that energy and look forward to it the next year of, oh my gosh, like this year was amazing. And then leading up to the next Christmas, feeling that same energy, the same adrenaline of how quickly can I open all my presents and like feel them and have them. You already waited 25 days or more. Really, it's 365. Like if you think of from this Christmas to last Christmas, it's been 365 days. So to be able to open them so quickly and hang out and just like really enjoy it, I love that. So if I had to pick for, you know, my future unborn children, I would say open them, do whatever you want, get out there. Like I've already done the shopping. I know what the hell they are. I don't necessarily need a photo until the end. Like maybe I'll get one of you holding up your shirt or your slippers or whatever you've gotten. But I really think kids should be kids, and opening it up as quickly as possible is one of the best things. And I will definitely encourage that for them just to have fun. You only have so many Christmases where you don't have to buy anybody anything else, right? Like you're a kid, you don't have money, and you're just being gifted, and it's just such an amazing time. I know it's not all about the presents, but there is so much energy around gift giving and receiving, being a good receiver of a gift, and the excitement, you know, just let children be children and experience Christmas. They only get a few where they actually, you know, believe in the magic of Christmas. The next one, hot chocolate or spiced cider. This past year, you know, I told you my Christmas gift was an apple peeler. I made a slew of apple cider this year. I love apple picking. I love apple butter. I love cinnamon. I love warming spices. Okay, for me, hot cider, number one, always, always, always. I love apple cider. I love cinnamon. One of the coffee mixes that we got, like the coffee beans, one of them had like cinnamon and nutmeg, or it was like these warming Christmas spices. It was like a Christmas bag or whatever, from the roastery. So if you know what I'm talking about, that's the one I was thinking of. But I loved it, okay? I love the spices. And for me, I will always, always choose a fruit option over hot chocolate or any sort of chocolate. Like if we are having, I got macaroons for Santa Claus, you know. I did not have time to make cookies this year, but I was like, okay, macaroons. I got lemon, I got pistachio, and apricot and chocolate. Apricot was by far my favorite. I took a bite of the chocolate, didn't really want it. Okay, I'd rather the lemon macaroon or the apricot in comparison to the chocolate, right? Like I always like the fruit option. That is not to say I don't like hot chocolate though. We made hot chocolate this, I think last week, and it was amazing, okay? You do not have to just be a kid to enjoy hot chocolate. You can enjoy hot chocolate as an adult. I watched the Polar Express and it really made me crave hot chocolate again. I was like, oh my gosh, like the hot cup of joe and they're all dancing around on the train. I was like, when was the last time I had hot chocolate? I immediately had to make myself some, and I'm so glad that I did. And I don't think that you have to, you know, pick, well, I know it's Christmas, this or that, but if you like hot chocolate, like do the hot chocolate. It's okay to go to a coffee shop and ask for hot chocolate. Nobody will think you're childish. Nobody will think, oh my gosh, like she is 25 years old, like she should be trying something besides hot chocolate. The next round is going to be movies. I love movies, and I thought, you know, if you guys wanted to know my opinion on the Christmas movies, because listen, I love Christmas movies. I love movies in general. So I thought this was a perfect Christmas this or that. Starting with the first one, Love Actually or The Holiday. Love Actually or The Holiday. I'm going to pick The Holiday every single time. Jack Black, amazing. Okay. The fact that it's kind of like a eat, pray, love situation, but I would love to switch homes with someone else, like to go somewhere that you like, a little cabin. I don't know. It is just like such a cute storyline. I love The Holiday. I love Jack Black. I love Cameron Diaz. Like it is just such a wonderful, amazing movie. I will pick that every single time. I do like Love Actually as well, but not as much as The Holiday. Grinch or Elf? This is a hard one, except for I love The Grinch. The Grinch is my #1 favorite. And it's kind of like hard that I've picked, you know, The Grinch and the Elf to compare to one another, but I feel like you're either an Elf person or a Grinch person. They're very, like their fans are very like Die Hard fans. Also, is Die Hard a Christmas movie? Yes or no? Let me know in the comments. But you know, The Grinch, it's just so nostalgic for me. And I think that Elf is a little too real life. Obviously, it's set in New York City, but I think it has too many real life problems in it. You know, like littering, finding gum on the underneath rails. I don't know, like I feel like it's too, and I know that's like part of the storyline, but for me, if I'm watching a Christmas movie, I want it to be rainbows and happiness. Okay, there might be a little bit of a, you know, plot twist or a little bit of, you know, an antagonist with the Grinch. You know, he is the antagonist, but really and truly, he had his heart broken. He felt like he didn't fit in with the Who's. Makes sense. His little basket was hit in the wrong direction. There was a weird wind or whatever. The Grinch had every right to be unhappy. And it wasn't that he didn't love Christmas. He just didn't feel like he fit in. He didn't feel like he could be at home with the other Who's. That is not, there's pollution in New York City. There is homeless people there, you know, like all the things. I feel like Elf is, it's just not, I don't know, it's not it. I like the Elf though. Like I love watching Elf, and I feel like his breakfast, like I've been dying to try spaghetti with syrup. Like I think that would be so fun. I think it would actually kind of be gross, but for some reason I'm like, I always wanted to try that as a kid. I just think the Grinch is gonna take #1. Polar Express or Scrooge? So I love the Polar Express, I really do, but the like Scrooge is so good. I don't know, especially like the character Scrooge. Mickey Mouse is what I'm thinking of actually. Like the Mickey Mouse, like Scrooge in like Tiny Tim, like it's so nostalgic for me and heartbreaking, and also like the spirit of Christmas. Like I don't know. And I love the storybook Scrooge. Like that is just, I think there's a new movie that's called Scrooge, and that I'm trying to think of like what the actual movie title of that story is called, because I don't think it's called Scrooge. Maybe it's the Ghost of Christmas or something. I don't know. Anyways, I prefer that over the Polar Express. National Lampoon or Bad Mom Christmas? Okay, I like National Lampoon. I like it. I like all the Lampoon movies. I think that they are whimsical. I think that they are a little bit raunchy, right? Like some potty jokes, like definitely, you know, you have to be older to enjoy them or not. I'm not your mom, but National Lampoon, it's a classic, right? But I love Bad Mom Christmas. I don't know, like I just love the fact that the moms go wild. I feel like a lot of, you know, women get the short end of the Christmas stick. They're organizing things, they're planning things, they're making sure that the presents are under the tree, and they don't get as much recognition for coordinating everything. I know that I had amazing Christmases because of my mother. She had that Christmas magic about her. She organized things. She made sure that we were all happy, that we did the fun things. We went sledding as a family. We made snowmen. We made cookies. We made holiday treats. We sent out a Christmas card. Like all of my happy Christmas traditions have came from my mother. I have some with my dad's, right? Different. But really and truly, my mom has made Christmas so special to me. And that's not to discredit what my dads have done. I don't think that you have to like compare. But my mom literally loves Christmas and always did everything she could to make sure that we had a very Christmassy Christmas. And I think just moms do a great job at this. So to see the moms kind of bust out and be a little crazy, I love that. Oh my gosh. And so what if they don't do the traditions like everybody else, or they're wanting to push some of the social norms or take it easy on themselves? Like I love this movie. I thought it was so good. I can watch it over and over. It's not cringy, right? Like some of the Christmas movies get a little cringe. And so for me, it's like a Hallmark movie, but it's not, because it's Bad Mom's Christmas, right? So I definitely picked that over National Lampoon. I like Bad Moms, and also their outfits are amazing. And I remember the promo for this movie, like watching it in theaters. Like I remember seeing it come up and thinking, oh my gosh, that is gonna be hilarious. So Bad Mom's Christmas over and over. Now, the very last one, Santa Claus or Christmas Chronicles. So Santa Claus with Tim Allen, and then Christmas Chronicles, Goldie Hawn, and I forget the main character, what is his name? But I'm pretty sure they were married in real life. I love both of them, okay? Tim Allen as Santa Claus growing up, like 1, 2, and 3. Was there a fourth one? I can't remember. So classic, so good. I could watch them over and over. I love them. Christmas Chronicles. It's a hard choice. Christmas Chronicles, Garrett and I watched for the first time last year, and the storyline is so cute. The set is amazing. I think they did such a good job. It was a storyline that I hadn't necessarily seen before, and I think that's what makes it so special, because kids were trying to, of course, like we all tried to stay up for Santa Claus or catch him on camera, but I don't really think that there was a movie like it. There's a lot of Santa Claus, you know, the story of Santa Claus, how it came to be, stories out there. And I will say, you know, Santa Claus with Tim Allen does such a good job. But what I liked about Christmas Chronicles is it wasn't a storyline that I'd seen before. With that being said, I am picking Santa Claus because it's so nostalgic and it's so good. And there's 1 and 2 and 3. Christmas Chronicles, there's a 1 and a 2. Both sets are amazing. Both storylines are amazing. This honestly was the hardest. If I didn't have to choose one or the other, I would choose both. I would choose actually like top Christmas movie. Probably Santa Claus or Grinch or The Holiday. Those are like my top movies I could watch at any time, anywhere. Pull them out, let me watch it. I could do it all day. So, but yeah, I hope I had so much fun with this episode with a this or that. And thank you so much for watching. I hope that you have a Merry, Merry Christmas, that you get everything you could want and give everything that you could. But truly Christmas is about a feeling. It's not about the gifts. It's not about, the activities. It's about being and the actual joy of Christmas and just taking it all in, not the hustle and bustle. So if you need to relax, take those relaxing measures, and I wish you nothing but the best. I will see you Friday. And thank you so much for watching. Until next time. Bye.